to 40, stays on his feet, cuts it back. Marion Brown, another kickoff return for a touchdown.
Look out! There goes two! No flags! Touchdown!
Howard in trouble! Incomplete! And the Michigan Wolverines will shock the college football world!
Time coming off. Howard's going to run for it. Time runs out. And that'll do it.
Oh my goodness.
Welcome to the Big Ten, Oregon. They storm the field at Austin.
He handed it off to Love, who stays on his feet. Love is in the end zone. Notre Dame has won the Orange Bowl, and Marcus Freeman is taking them to the championship game.
Ooh. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Week Zero Podcast, where we're finally back, kind of on what used to be our normal schedule, kind of either Wednesday or Tuesday. Wednesday. We were doing this week just because I am weirdly off today. So, we're going to get this done today. How are you doing, Ryan?
I'm doing well. It is officially hate week, rivalry week for us.
It's interesting as I was putting in the pick'ems, there was at least 2 or 3 rivalries that were kind of on this week that I was surprised to see being played like this early in the season. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's Notre Dame USC. Whenever it's in South Bend, is one of those mid-season rivalries that gets played kind of like Oklahoma Texas. It's the best intersectional rivalry in college football.
We got
Alabama Tennessee.
Alabama Tennessee. We got the
The Holy War.
The Holy War, Utah and BYU. So a lot of pick'ems. Of course, I am wearing my. I don't know which team I should be wearing a bag for, VT or the Ravens right now. So at least with the Ravens, we have at least I have hope that Lamar can lead us to at least a 9-8 regular season. You know what I mean? There's no hope that we can get even to a bowl game this year. So
yeah, the dualities of our two teams. The Broncos are,
dude,
4-2.
That was pathetic. They should have just stayed in England. That was pathetic.
Hey man, at least we're 4-2.
Yeah, but we also have the most anemic offense outside of like Cleveland that I've ever fucking seen.
We put up 24 points on the Eagles. All right, calm down.
Ooh, 24 points. Holy shit.
We also have the best defense in the NFL, so that it kind of helps.
It's only going to get you so far. With your offense, I don't think you're going to do much in the playoffs.
We get 9 sacks a game. That'll help, but yeah, I don't. Anyways, first things first. The biggest news was James Franklin getting fired.
I remember seeing people on Reddit be like, "Is this what's the quickest we've ever seen of someone going from like having a top 10, like being like top 2, like ranked second in the country, like as a head coach, to being fired?" Because in the span of 3 weeks, he loses to Oregon in a really close game, a game that they could have had. They then lose embarrassingly to UCLA, the first top 5 team to lose to a 0-4 team.
First top 10 team to lose to a 0-4 team since 1970. Was it or 19?
It was 40. I think it was 40 years.
Yeah.
And then they lose at home to Northwestern. So both USC or UCLA and Northwestern were like 20-point underdogs plus. So, I think finally they were just like, it's kind of crazy. You thought, playoffs, here we come again, coming off a playoff berth last year. So all of a sudden Franklin's fired. Like, holy crap. It's crazy.
They were national championship odds-on favorites heading into the season.
Yeah.
I think, what is it they said? Another stat was they had the worst 6-game start since 1964 by a team that started the preseason ranked 1 or 2.
Oh, okay. So you mean so
Yeah.
the worst. Gotcha. Okay, I get what you mean. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's bad. I do. So, what was it like when you learned that when you got the notification he was fired? For me, I was more of, I thought he should be fired at the end of the season. I didn't think Penn State would do it.
I thought if anything he might unless he kept losing embarrassingly, right? And they like were on the verge of missing just a regular bowl game. I didn't think he was going to get fired during the season. So that really was definitely a surprise. I also think that this whole rumor that came out that apparently Adidas had a hand in it really bothers me. Right? Did you see that or read that?
No, I didn't see that.
So apparently Adidas, who's their title sponsor, who's their athletic sponsor or jersey sponsor, like apparently had like a hand in it, and so that hearing that really bothers me. That an athletic apparel group or company like that would have that much, supposedly, rumor to have.
Well, I know that it was reported that Penn State used part of the money that they got from Adidas, the Adidas deal, to pay the buyout.
So maybe that's what that means, but maybe that's what it meant. But still, like that's. But I swear I thought something else that like Adidas themselves or like somebody from Adidas was involved. Like maybe that was it. I don't remember. But either way, it was definitely a surprise. I think right now, I think the betting odds is like I think Arkansas is 1 for Franklin. If we want to move on to that, is Arkansas 1. Vanderbilt is 2nd, actually, because people think that Clark Lee is going to be hired. Maybe Clark Lee goes to Penn State, and then Vandy's like, "Hey Frank, let's run it back." Like, "Hey James, let's run it back." But apparently VT is. I can't remember from where, but I think I saw VT was like 3rd. So that might be something.
I think Virginia Tech would be.
I think a perfect
job.
That'd be the perfect. I think that'd be the best case for VT to get because he already recruited that area well. We kept losing top players to Penn State in recent years from Virginia. So I think he recruits the area well. I think that would be really good. But we're kind of jumping a little ahead. But what was I'm jumping way ahead. So like, what was your reaction?
I like I said, I didn't think he'd get fired this early. I was listening to Josh Pates the other day, and he was kind of like saying Penn State shouldn't have done this because he's like, you just fired a head coach that consistently got you 10 wins a year. Just took you to a college football playoff semifinal where you were a late game field goal away from playing for a national championship.
Yeah.
He got your program out of a gutter after the Joe Paterno stuff and the Sandusky shit.
Yeah.
And made Penn State football relevant in the world of college football.
Again.
And you fire him because you think that you can do better. He said, I personally think we're going to be sitting here in a few years after whoever Penn State hires, and they're going to sit there just like Florida, in the same situation Florida's in after they fired Dan Mullen after a 10-2 season. And we're going to sit up here and be like, well, why did we hire this coach? Well, this guy's got to go too. And I'm going to tell them, like I told Florida fans, you asked for this. You wanted the guy fired. Now you got to live in it. And I think that's a road that they could go down. I also think it's a road where if you're Penn State, I think you go the Notre Dame, Oregon route where you hire a first-time head coach that's a younger coordinator somewhere that is a good recruiter, can bring in some revitalized energy to a program that has kind of lacked it within the last couple of years, kind of change up the dynamic and kind of break that ceiling. Because what was Notre Dame and Oregon before Mario Cristobal and Brian Kelly left? They were 10-2 teams pretty much every single year around that. They were top 15, top 20 teams.
But
they could never win the big games.
Felt like they felt like they had a hard ceiling.
Yes,
that they could never fully break through.
And so then they hired Marcus Freeman and they hired Dan Lanning, who, in my opinion, have taken both of those programs to a higher level than what they were before, with a higher ceiling. Right? I think that's what Penn State needs. The problem is I don't think the Penn State is looking for that. I think they're probably going to hire Matt Rule or they're going to hire Matt Campbell. And I think they're going to be in the same situation, if not in a worse situation than they were under Franklin.
No, the one I keep hearing, if we want to move on to this, is a name I keep seeing is Curt Cignetti, Indiana.
I don't think Cignetti would leave Indiana. That's my thing. The problem is people view it as Indiana's a basketball school. They don't have the money. If Penn State came calling and offered him a big deal, people don't know this, but I'm blanking on his name. The guy who used to own the Mavericks. You know what I'm talking about?
The guy who sold the Mavericks?
The guy who used to own Mark Cuban, yes. Mark Cuban is a huge donor. And he said he's of Indiana football.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so he's an Indiana alumni. So he said that he's going to do whatever it takes to keep Cignetti at Indiana.
Fair enough.
I think that's out of the question. I've seen some clickbait shit about Marcus Freeman. That's not happening. Clickbait shit about Dan Lanning. That's not happening. Because if those two coaches leave, that would be a downgrade of a job from where they're currently at. I think it's going to be Matt Rule. That's where I think it's going to land. And I don't think he's going to do much better than Franklin did, personally.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like the problem is I think Penn State wants to try and swing for the fences to get that top 5, top 10 coach to somehow come to them with the hopes of being able to be like, hey, we're just as close as your program that also is like maybe in the top 5 to 10 of the country. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe Matt Rule, maybe, like, I don't know. Like,
he's a Penn State alum. He was asked about it at his weekly press conference, and he said, I love Penn State.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see. So it'll be hard to definitely be interesting to see. I don't know. It's definitely something to keep an eye on. I feel like we didn't talk too much about it as much. Where would you want him to go? Where do you think Franklin?
I think Virginia Tech or Arkansas would be. I think Arkansas, you would have the resources. You have Tyson Chicken. You have Walmart. That would be your big NIL funders.
You got Jerry Jones.
You have Jerry Jones. And then Virginia Tech, I think, to me, that's like Penn State Junior. I feel like he would be able to turn Virginia Tech into a 10-2 team immediately by just the amount of players he'd be able to bring in and the ACC not being that great. And I think he would
maybe win the conference occasionally, or be competing be a top 2 team, get into the playoff occasionally. I think VT fans that are saying they don't want him, that I've been seeing on Twitter, that are saying they don't want him for some reason, because they don't like him or something. Like, that's exactly what you would be getting. Is exactly that. You probably would be maybe not right away, but within I don't know, as his second year, you'd probably be at like 9-10 wins, be competing, you would think, in the ACC maybe. Yeah, the irony if he brings Brent Pry in as Teague's defensive coordinator. If he was hired as DC,
I would say I think it would be easier, right? He went 10-2 at Penn State yearly. He beat all the teams he was supposed to, and he just couldn't beat the top 2 teams. So what you'd probably be dealing with is you wouldn't be losing to Old Dominion anymore. You wouldn't be losing to Liberty anymore.
Well, thankfully, we're not going to be playing them anymore either. So thankfully, that's not something that we're going to have to do.
But you will be you'll be able to probably beat the Virginias of the world consistently. You'll be able to beat Georgia Tech and Stanford and Cal and all the teams.
Maybe Clemson. The gap between Clemson and the rest of the ACC and like Ohio State and the rest of the Ohio State and like Oregon is not. That gap is not as big as as the gap.
So maybe you could go 11-1, maybe in a year. Like I think it's just the ACC would be so much easier for him to get over that hump in.
To at least be more consistent of a playoff contender.
And I think Virginia Tech, the boosters would give full support in terms of NIL to get that program back to where it needs to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something to think about. A name I'm thinking about now that you mentioned. I'm wondering if what's his name for coaches Penn State should maybe go after. I'm wondering if they should go after Ohio State's OC. What's his Ryan Sandine?
No, it's Jesus, I'm blanking on his name. He's the guy that recruits a ton of receivers. Let me see. Brian Hartline.
Oh, Brian Hartline. I'm wondering if maybe they go for him. I feel like that might be good. I feel like obviously that would be a downgrade probably program-wise, but that would be a good stepping stone for him as a head coach because obviously Ryan Day is not going anywhere, and you're still going to be in a I guess blue blood of a program, kind of if you want to put it that way. For him,
I don't think Penn State's a blue blood, but
not a true blue blood, but like that's a program that used to be thought of as a blue blood back during Joe P's high, peak. I feel like, okay. I think there's plenty of what we're talking about. There's a bunch of openings now in college football. It's gonna be the coaching carousel is gonna be crazy to watch this offseason, so that's gonna be incredible to watch. The other thing I feel like we actually need to talk about is the official change to the transfer portal. Now there's only been one window in January, and it's gonna be for like 2 weeks.
Well, unless your coach gets fired, right?
Yes, I mean there's that, but like officially for everybody else, like it's only been like a 2 week period.
I like that.
I think it's like right after the season, right after the championship, or like it's like the 7th through. It's like 2 weeks or something. It's gonna be crazy, but I think that's a lot better than obviously having now. Will players probably still sit out bowl games because they're going to transfer? Probably, but it's not going to be like they are going to be announcing or already saying they're transferring, and some players will already say, "Oh, I'm transferring to this place right at during bowl season," and I think that's a lot better. So,
yeah, I agree. I think that's good because you won't have people transferring during the playoff like we did last year.
Mm-hmm.
Which will be good. So, yeah, I like it.
Okay. So the big game, Indiana plucks the Ducks in Eugene. Lucas got mad at me for saying that Oregon got manhandled, as there's a tiny little salamander or something in my house. There's a tiny little lizard on the ground. So yeah, Lucas was not happy that I was saying that Oregon got manhandled, but 41 yards of offense in the second half, and a field goal or no point. I don't even know how many points they scored in the second. I think maybe a field goal in the entire second half. How is that not manhandled? What were your or am I being a little too?
No, I think they got man. I still don't know how good Indiana is. Because I don't really know now how good the Oregon is, because Oregon's best win is Penn State, and Penn State clearly is not the team that we all thought they were in the season. I don't know what Oregon is. I don't know. I still, part of it's because I hate Indiana after dealing with their fans last year.
Fair enough.
And then, which I didn't realize they had football fans, but then we found that out for the playoff game, and we
There
were
turns out hundreds of them.
We beat the shit out of them. You would have thought getting your shit kicked in by Ohio State and Notre Dame would humble you as a fan base. It does not. Then they beat Oregon this year. They're trying to talk shit to Notre Dame fans, and I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, but when you have a losing record all time to Notre Dame and you have a losing all time record to Purdue, you can't talk shit. Like, you can't. Like, it's like you're like the little bro in the state of Indiana. You can't talk. But I do think this is a great win for them. I do think that this means that they are legit, like they're a good team. Mm-hmm. I don't know about you. I don't buy into Indiana is a legit national championship contender after this game. I don't go there because I don't. You watch the game against Iowa. They beat Iowa by 3. They didn't look very good. They struggled against Old Dominion early in the year. I still don't think they're.
Well,
Ohio State
I think this would piss Lucas off, but I think Iowa's defense is better than Oregon's now. Yeah. So I'll put it on that, and I think what we saw is that I feel like I was gonna say this to Lucas in the group chat, and I feel like this was gonna really piss him off. The Oregon, especially since that Penn State game, has felt like what Philadelphia and Buffalo have been in the NFL, where they've been playing with fire. They've been playing with fire for like 2-3 straight weeks, and it finally got them. And so we just don't know what to think. I think Dante Moore is showing some slight lacking in ability at the moment. And Indiana really did, I think they did manhandle. Like, he had been sacked once all season, and then the offensive line couldn't stop Indiana's D-line from literally dropping Moore 6 times throughout the entire game. So I think, and then Oregon just had trouble moving the ball. It probably would have been even more of a bigger blowout if not for Mendoza's pick 6 throwing off his back foot, because outside of that, Indiana was pretty solidly moving the ball for most of that second half. I wasn't able to watch the whole thing. I was flying home, but I was able to watch it on my second flight of the day. And Oregon couldn't really do anything. So sure, I think it's good showing that at least Indiana maybe could go into, if they make the playoff and they're not like the number one, if they're not whatever the top top 4 seeds and not hosting a home game, then you have maybe some slight confidence that maybe they can go in somewhere, maybe pull off an upset. But at the same time, I think Cignetti's got him in a spot where obviously he's got him in a really good spot, obviously, compared to their historic foundation as a football team, as a football program. I think Oregon's maybe a little bit less, not as good as they were, because Lucas was saying, he was literally saying, like, before this game and the past couple of weeks, that he thought Oregon was clearly the best team in the country, and there was no one that was nearly as good, because he kept shitting on Ohio State, especially their offense. I'm like, well, Ohio State's defense is probably the best in the country, and their offense is decent enough. And then here's Oregon, kind of their offense and the defense not really showing up too well in this game. I mean, it could have been like a 30-10 game if not for the pick 6, because I don't think the score is even as close as it actually was. I think it was definitely more of a blowout than it actually was.
Yeah, like I said, I leave this game. I just don't know how good either team is, and
the problem is Indiana doesn't really get the chance to really prove that because they don't have like any other good teams left on their schedule either.
like
So,
personally,
12-0 is like easily on the table for them.
Personally, I think that if they make it to the Big Ten title game and they play Ohio State, I think we're going to see the difference between the two again. I think Ohio State is definitely the top two team in the country. I don't. Again, maybe you could say it's the logo. I don't. We sat here last year in the same hype around Indiana, and we saw what happened when they played the two teams that played for the national title. They got their shit pushed in.
But at the very least, this year we at least have an idea that maybe if they were to play if they do play that, maybe they can play up to the teams that would possibly be competing for a championship with this game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It gives you somewhat more confidence in like believing or buying them as possibly winning at least a playoff game. Probably not probably not a championship, but
yeah. All right. Is Alabama fully back? This past weekend they Missouri.
Yeah, they squeaked by Missouri. Missouri, I think they got screwed at one point, or something happened where the quarterback miscommunicated with no, it wasn't screwed, but the quarterback and the wide receiver were not on the same page. There's a wide receiver that's like wide open, and the quarterback threw a pick or something that ended the game for Missouri when they were driving to possibly tie the game or take the lead or something. So, is Bama back? I think, if anything, the irony is their loss against Florida State is now looking a little worse because Florida State's falling back to earth a lot, losing to Pitt. And obviously that was week one, and obviously that's kind of par for the course for week one, where upsets can usually happen because so many teams it's their first action of course of the season. I think we're seeing Ty Thompson get very comfortable in the offense, and I think Alabama is probably. I'd honestly take them as probably the SEC favorite right now. Because
I'd say Texas A&M.
I just can't trust A&M, obviously, with their history, of course. I'm half expecting them to get to like 7-0, 8-0, and then go on a 4-game losing streak and to finish 8-4, 8-5. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how I think it's. I don't know. Like until it doesn't happen, you know what I mean? It's you got to see it to believe it. So
yeah.
What is your thoughts?
So I didn't get to watch this game fully because they were playing at the same time Notre Dame was, and our game was fucking on Peacock, so I couldn't switch between.
Yeah.
But Alabama, like I know that they squeaked out a win. It's one of those things, right? Like I feel like we're still too early in the season to know how good is Alabama. Obviously, they lost to Florida State, and that wasn't even really a close game if you actually go back and watch it, right? Mm-hmm. Then they beat Georgia. Well, how good is Georgia? Georgia's best win was against Tennessee. How good is Tennessee? Tennessee almost lost to Arkansas last week. Like, Ole Miss, they're undefeated. How good is Ole Miss? They almost lost to Arkansas. They almost lost to Washington State this past week. It's like, I don't know. Besides Texas A&M, because Texas A&M's actually beat quality teams and look dominant, and all of them, I don't know how good the rest of the SEC is because it's like they're beating up on each other, and they're also struggling with teams that they shouldn't. Like Alabama, they beat Vandy by 17 points. That game was not, or 16 points. That game was not a 16-point game. That was a very competitive game.
That was a game that Vandy easily could have won if not for Pavia's turnovers.
Yes. Missouri.
Vandy could have been at 14-0 at one point if they hadn't fumbled inside the red zone.
Missouri had chances to win that game as well. They won by 3. We don't know how good Missouri is. We really don't. because that was Missouri's first true test was Alabama. So I think to say Alabama is fully back, if we're talking back to the Nick Saban standards, I still think they're very far from it. Are they back in terms of like national championship, college football playoff contenders? Yes.
Maybe.
But I don't.
Maybe on that.
Yeah, I don't. It's so hard this year because I feel like there's not, besides Ohio State and Miami, who have obviously been levels above everyone so far to this point, I don't know how good the rest of the teams in the top 25 are.
Okay, cool. I'm turning off the Blue Jays Mariners. Blue Jays are blowing out the Mariners 12-2, and Jacksonville State is up 38-12 on Delaware.
Oh, Jesus. Rest in peace, our Blue Hens.
Exactly. I mean, it definitely feels like there's a question of we have no idea what to think of the programs of the teams right now. I think that's a good transition then to move in. You said we have no idea about the top 25. I think it's time for us to talk about the top 25, give our kind of reactions to it.
Yeah. I got it pulled up.
I know Nebraska is ranked 25th, which is crazy. Of course, September Maryland's fully happening in Maryland. Like had chances to win that game. Maryland legitimately is like 3 plays away from shooting themselves in the foot from being 6-0 and probably ranked.
But it's October.
I know, but that's what pisses me off. Like Maryland could be like undefeated right now and probably be like where Virginia is or something possibly. Okay. Yeah. Indiana. So this is definitely a surprise. Indiana being 3, Texas A&M 4. I think Bama's the highest
one loss team.
One loss team. Georgia Tech at 12. Georgia Tech's been looking really good. Look, if Miami and Georgia Tech play in the regular season, that's gonna be a crazy game.
They don't.
So that's ACC possibly championship right there.
Yep.
Your Notre Dame, Oklahoma fell a little bit for losing to Texas. Texas is ranked now because of that. I think Vandy kind of stood pat because I think they were idle. So was Virginia; they were idle. USC, were you surprised to see them ranked? Because I think
they blew out number 15th ranked Michigan last week.
Oh right, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I think that's partially why, and they have that 1 point loss to Illinois, who is no longer ranked.
So are you? Yeah.
What? I do find it interesting. I do find it interesting with the Nebraska-Cincinnati thing because Nebraska and Cincinnati played week 1. Nebraska won that game, and the AP poll is like, yeah, head-to-head doesn't matter.
Are you fine with USF being that high, being that high ranked?
I don't think I don't think so. I think Memphis should be the highest rated G5 team personally because they're saying they're 6-0. They're undefeated. I get it that South Florida would have better. Navy hasn't played anybody yet. That's Memphis and South Florida both have wins over Power 4 teams. So that's kind of where I'm at with those two. But yeah, outside of that, I don't really have an issue. The only thing is, again, Cincinnati, Cincinnati, Nebraska, and I would have A&M ahead of Indiana. I think A&M is better than Indiana. I think if those two teams, and here's my thing, right? And I got an argument with some people on Twitter Spaces with this. How I would rank teams is based off of who I think is better. If Team A played Team B tomorrow, who do I think would win? Right? I know a lot of people rank it based off of resume, and it's Indiana has the best win right now in college football, which ranking was wise, yeah, they do. But my thing is, if realistically, if A&M and Indiana lined it up tomorrow on a neutral site, I think A&M would be favored. I think A&M would beat them. Same thing with Miami. I think Miami would beat Indiana. I think Ohio State would beat Indiana. I could argue that Ole Miss and Alabama would probably beat Indiana. That's just how I rank. I know people rank differently, but that's just my thought process on it.
Yeah, I mean, I get why they would rank Indiana because, yeah, right now I guess they do have technically the best win in all of college football right now.
But if you're going off of who has the best win, shouldn't they be number one?
Yeah,
that
but I
would be
mean,
the
like
thing.
but I mean, it's like you say, it's a combo of resume, it's a combo of who they played before then, because obviously Indiana hadn't really played anyone of substance before then. Obviously, Ohio State and Miami at least had played other ranked teams
Yeah.
and beat them pretty soundly, other than the Texas game, but that was still a number one
And
ranked
Notre Dame.
time.
Notre Dame, yeah.
And Miami beating a top ranked Notre Dame team that was higher ranked than them at the time. So like I can get with that. I really do wonder sometimes if they maybe also rank them based on like, do they like looking ahead? Do they think like this team could stay there? Because I feel like if you look at their schedules, I'm sure Ohio State will have a few more chances for some good wins. Indiana doesn't have that chance, but would it be an undefeated Indiana, stay number 12, number 3 overall, or go above a Miami if Miami drops a game, but has better wins overall despite that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I get it. But yeah, that's really my only gripes with it. I think Notre Dame's good where they are.
Smack dab in the middle.
I think
you're in the free space in the bingo card.
I think it's ironic because everybody wrote us off as dead and no shot at the CFP after starting 0-2. And it's going to suck, right? It's going to, for people, like for Notre Dame haters. But with how this is looking, if Notre Dame goes 10-2, obviously it's all going to depend on this weekend. Notre Dame goes 10-2, they're going to be in the playoff. And that's going to piss so many people off. But it is what it is, and I think people realize that, hey, Notre Dame played 2 top 4 teams, lost by a combined total of 4 points, had a chance to win both of those games, and both of those games were with a freshman quarterback on the road in his first start. Second one was had a missed, screwed up PAT attempt and a missed holding call. I think the playoff committee and the AP poll voters are like, realistically, Notre Dame should probably have at least won one of those games. You know what I mean? And I think that's why we're getting the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, I don't have any issues other than that. So
okay,
we can go get to the pick'ems.
Yeah, here. So unfortunately, I need to pick it up. Me and Phil are tied for last. My 2-time Pick'ems championship. Lucas obviously is our defending Pick'ems champ, but I need to pick it up to ensure that he does not tie me. I guess I've been really missing on quite a few Pick'ems lately. Okay, so we got Arizona at Houston. Houston is a 1.5-point favorite at home.
I'm going to take the Cougs in this one. Give me the fighting. I'm blanking on the quarterback's name, but give me the fighting Case Keenums.
Or Andre Ware, whichever one you want.
Andre Ware, yeah.
Yeah, because he won the Heisman there. So, give me the fighting MILFs. Go Houston.
The fighting MILFs.
Okay. Baylor at TCU, another battle of Texas. TCU is a 3-point favorite.
Yes, so TCU is coming off of a blowout loss at the hands of Kansas State last week. The Big 12 is fucking weird, man. I don't know what to think about this damn conference. This right here is a conference elimination game. I think I'm going to take Sawyer Robertson and Baylor in this one on the road to get it done.
Yeah, unfortunately, we have Lucas's picks, so we can actually so I can actually compare what he did. Maybe that way I can try and go against him a little bit, try and get some points back. So he went Houston, and then he went Baylor. I'll go TCU. I think they'll get it done at home. We got Purdue at Northwestern. Northwestern, a surprising 4-2 record after beating Penn State. They are a 3.5-point favorite right now.
I'm going to take Purdue in this one on the road.
Oh.
Purdue is actually their 2-4 record doesn't say it. They're a lot improved this year. Their offense is really good. They pushed Notre Dame for a good 2.5 quarters. They pushed Illinois for a good 3.5 quarters. I think they're improved than they were last year. I think their offense is explosive. Give me the Boilermakers on the road.
Yeah. Even though I have to go against him, Lucas takes Northwestern. I'm going to take them as well. I think they're going to ride. They're riding high. I think that Penn State game is going to like what happened, obviously, and them that they might take that and ride that to at least a bowl game going forward. So go. What are they? Where's Northwestern? Wildcats.
Wildcats, yeah.
Wildcats. Okay, SMU at Clemson, who is a 9.5-point favorite. We haven't seen Clemson in a week since they were on a bye.
So Clemson has won 2 straight. I'm going to take this.
Right.
I'm going to take the Stangs in this one. I still don't think Clemson. Their offense they figured it out against North Carolina, but North Carolina is North Carolina, and they're dog shit. I think SMU. It's actually a rematch of last year's ACC title game.
Yes.
I think SMU is going to get that revenge factor in Death Valley.
I don't think SMU is as good as Louisville is when they went in there and beat Clemson. Was it Louisville?
Louisville. Yeah.
Louisville. And so I'm going to take Clemson. So is Lucas. The elite program of UNLV at Boise. Boise is an 11.5-point favorite.
Yeah,
Lucas says UNLV.
Give me the Broncos in this one. Give me Boise State.
Give me the best Broncos in all of football, Boise. They also have the same color scheme as your Broncos, too.
Yep.
So, but their field and their stadium is a lot cooler because they have the blue turf. Also, why the hell are your Broncos going to be building a new stadium? Why?
It's gonna be a dome stadium.
Why?
Because they want a new stadium.
They want the Super Bowl, don't they? They just want the Super Bowl. That's what
that's why.
That's what every team now wants is they're going to build a dome stadium so they can host the Super Bowl, right? In the hopes that their team's going to be playing in it, and it's just and you're losing your advantage of being mile high in the cold, right? It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't like it, but it is what it is.
Okay, yeah, give me Lucas had UNLV. I'm taking Boise. Lucas, we got ODU versus James Madison. Personally, I'd be rooting for the Meteor in this game. Being a VT fan, we hate these two schools. Probably ODU a little bit more now, but James Madison and playing teams that aren't UVA is a bad thing for Virginia Tech. Playing teams from our home state that is not UVA is bad. Lucas has ODU. He is the Monarchs.
I'm taking James Madison in this one. ODU is coming off of getting absolutely bludgeoned last week by Marshall. Marshall gave them that belt to ass. Give me James Madison in this one.
The Dukes are going to overthrow the Monarchs and show that the monarchy is dead. Go James Madison, I guess. And Lucas is taking ODU. So, yeah, hoping that's a point that I can use to catch up to him. We got Mississippi State at Florida, who's a nearly 9.5 favorite at home, despite the difference, despite the mirror reverse records.
Give me the Bulldogs. Give me Mississippi State.
Lucas has Mississippi State. This Florida pulled to Florida. They pull off the upset of Texas, and then immediately go back and immediately lose their next game, of course. It would not surprise me if they win this game as well, just to piss off.
Also, real quick, it was reported that Billy Napier is expected to get fired this Sunday.
After the game?
After the game.
No matter what happens?
Yeah.
Shit. It would be so ironic then if they win then and he gets fired immediately after that. So give me Florida. That's just exactly what's going to happen. I'm just calling it now. Okay, we got Penn State, fresh off of James Franklin's firing at Iowa, who is a 3-point favorite.
Give me the Hawkeyes. I think Penn State's a dead football team right now.
Yeah, Penn State is just like VT. They're about to probably go like 4-8 or something. They're gonna have a really bad season. Unfortunately, Drew Aller's now out for the rest of the season as well. So I think they're screwed. I'm with you. I'm taking Iowa, and Lucas is taking Iowa. You did not have the amount of this, which is all right. Maryland now on a 2-game losing streak at UCLA, who's on a 2-game winning streak.
Let's see. Maryland is.
I'm assuming it's probably.
UCLA is a 3.5-point favorite.
That doesn't surprise me. Lucas says UCLA. Who do you got?
Bruins. Give me the Bruins in this one. I think they're a completely different team than they were just 2 weeks ago.
Is this just proving that Deshaun Foster was like the worst head coach in college football history? Like
one of the worst, yeah.
This is what this is showing. Yeah, give me the Bruins. I think Maryland, unfortunately, the good times is no longer September, so they have to now unfortunately suck. I'll be happy if they somehow do actually win though. But having to travel across the country and play 3 hours earlier than usual is going to be brutal for them.
Dude, it's been like the opposite, right? Maryland hasn't won a game in the month of October.
Exactly.
UCLA won their only 2 games in the month of October.
Yep. Okay. Number 25, Nebraska, who's an 8.5-point favorite, coming off that win at Maryland, despite Baby Mahomes' 3 turnovers, including a pick 6, somehow overcoming that at Minnesota. Lucas has Nebraska.
So with all the Penn State stuff and Matt Rule, I don't know if you watched his interview, but to me it sounds like a guy that's really thinking about the Penn State job right now.
His attention is going to be divided.
I think that's a bad thing to come out during the season, especially going on the road against a good team in Minnesota. I think for that reason, I think the Golden Gophers get a big time win in conference.
Yeah, PJ Fleck pisses Minnesota fans off by sticking not PJ Fleck.
Fickle.
Luke Fickell. Jesus Christ, I'm so bad. It's been a while since we've talked about. Wait, is that him? Yeah,
it's Wisconsin.
So it is PJ Fleck.
Yeah, PJ Fleck is the coach of Minnesota.
Christ, I'm so tired. I'm getting them all mixed up. Yeah, PJ Fleck, because I remember Minnesota fans were calling for him to be fired like earlier this season, or hoping it. So I kind of agree with you. I think that's definitely a bad thing to have kind of rumbling around in the locker room or like outside the locker room for Nebraska, whether their head coach is going to dip like that. And so I'm going to go. I'm with you. I'm taking Minnesota. The Holy War, number 23, Utah, a 3.5-point favorite on the road, and number 15, BYU. That's surprising that they're favored that much on the road.
Give me the Utes in this one. I think Devin Dampier is finally healthy. Utah is looking like a much better team than they were a few weeks ago against Texas Tech. Give me the Utes to go on the road and beat the BY Cougars.
Lucas is taking Utah. I'm going to take BYU.
The Fighting MILF Hunters.
The Fighting MILF Hunters, yes. No, the Fighting Soakers.
Yeah, they.
So Washington State coming off and nearly pulling off a major upset of Ole Miss on the road last week is on the road again at that should be number 18, not just 18. Yeah. Number 18, Virginia. I apologize. Number 18, Virginia, who is a 17.5-point favorite.
Half-point favorite.
That is crazy to see. Lucas has UVA.
Yeah, I'm going to take UVA. I think it'll be close, though. Washington State, I don't know what the hell what program they are right now. They got beat by 50 a few weeks ago by North Texas at home. They go on the road and almost beat Ole Miss.
Wait, they actually
Like,
did get beat by 50?
They got beat by 50 by North Texas at home.
Holy
Yeah.
shit, I didn't realize.
Yeah. But I have to give me UVA though in this one.
Yeah, I don't think UVA covers that. That's a really big spread. I'm surprised by, especially after how close it was for Wazoo against Ole Miss. I think they're not going to cover, but I think UVA still wins, maybe by a touchdown or at least maybe 10 points. Okay, so number 10 LSU at number 17 Vandy, who is a 2.5-point favorite. Lucas is Vandy.
When have you ever, in the years we've done this show, when have you ever seen or thought to yourself,
Vandy's favorite?
There will be a
LSU.
Vandy will be a favorite against LSU
or favorite against any ranked SEC team.
Yeah.
For that matter, what about Virginia being favored in any team in any game and being ranked as well?
Yeah.
I know as a VT fan I shouldn't be talking, but like this is a surprise for both programs. Obviously, these are not football even close to powerhouses usually.
Yeah. Give me the Fighting Diego Pavies at home. LSU's offense is absolutely putrid, dude. Like
Gus Myers played himself. It seems like he was like seen after week 1 as like a possible first number 1 overall pick. So now I don't even know if he gets drafted in by the 3rd round at this point.
I don't know if he gets drafted. This offense is putrid, and I don't understand why. They have an elite receiver core. They have good running backs. They have a decent offensive line. They legitimately struggle to put up 20 points a game. Like, it is hard. I think Vanderbilt.
Like your Broncos.
Yeah. Vanderbilt. I think Vanderbilt's got enough offense, and I think Diego Pavia at home's got that magic. Give me Vandy.
I'm with you. Lucas says Vandy as well. I'm with you, unfortunately. Not going to get any points on either of you because you're just behind Lucas. Missouri, number 16, Missouri, a 1.5-point favorite at Auburn. Auburn swings wildly from incompetence on offense to actually having like a decent looking team at times. And Jackson Arnold, I don't know what to think. He got real quick. Do you think that was a touchdown? Did you see what happened?
I think it was a fumble.
You think it was a fumble?
Yeah.
I saw it. I mean, I don't know. But it's definitely a surprise.
It's really close to call. It's one of those. I could understand it being called either way. I do think Auburn was going to win that football game against Georgia if that was called a touchdown.
Yeah,
like that game was. Georgia had no life until that.
Do you think if Auburn loses this and then maybe drops like 3-4, 3-5, do you think
they'll fire Hugh Freeze?
Do you think Hugh Freeze?
I would never wish that. I would never wish that on our good friend of the show, Hugh Freeze.
Good friend of the show. No, legitimately good friend of the show. For everyone that doesn't know, me and someone else, this motherfucker decided to pop in halfway through the interview. We got to interview Hugh Freeze back when he was the head coach of Liberty. So, and then this idiot popped up with a shit-eating grin on his face halfway through the interview. And we told him not to join, so that was awkward. But friend of the show, Hugh Freeze, maybe on his way out. Do you think that happens though? Unfortunately,
I think it could be on the way out. Yeah.
Okay. Who do you got though?
This one's tough. I'm gonna go with the Tigers in this one. Give me Missouri. But I would not be surprised if Auburn won this game.
This is the game from 2-3 years ago where it was like one of the most disgusting football games ever. Where I think it was 13-10. Neither team could had any offense or could do absolutely anything, and it was at Auburn. I remember this. It was Missouri at Auburn. And it was one of the most disgusting, vile football games ever put to film or ever played on a football field that was not weather affected because it was early season sunny as hell, hot as shit, obviously in down in Alabama, and Auburn like pulled out a game that neither team was looking like they wanted to actually win, let alone even try to do anything about. So Lucas has Missouri. You took Missouri?
Yeah.
I think Auburn pulls it out. Give me Auburn.
It's a night game at Jordan Hare, so yeah.
Weird magic shit happens there. You know that. But that's usually against Alabama. But anyway.
Yeah.
Number 14, Oklahoma, 5.5-point favorite on the road at South Carolina.
Gamecocks. Give me the Gamecocks in the upset.
Lucas says Oklahoma. I'll take Oklahoma. I wonder if Shane Beamer would crawl back to VT if South Carolina like barely makes a bowl game or something after all the preseason hype they had as a playoff dark horse, and then he's like, "Sure, I'll come back to VT or something as their head coach." That'd be kind of funny if that's actually what happened. But yeah, give me the Sooners, Boomer Sooner. Okay, you did not also have this, unfortunately. Number 12,
Duke's a 1.5-point favorite,
which makes sense. Which actually kind of does make sense. Number 12, Georgia Tech at Duke. Lucas has Georgia Tech.
Give me the Blue Devils in the upset. Yeah. I think Darian Mensah is great. I think Georgia Tech going on the road to Durham. I don't think Georgia Tech's the number 12 team in the country, even though I love myself some Haynes King. I think Duke's going to get the win.
Georgia Tech has a weird thing where if they're playing a ranked team, I think under Brent Key, they're 7-1 against top 25 teams, and against all other and against all other unranked. I think it's either conference play. I think it's just any unranked team, like 8-8 or 7-8. Like they play it way up to their competition and they play way down to their competition. So I think that's why Duke is the favorite in this, because Vegas knows Georgia Tech can get got because of that weird habit. Every time I've literally been obviously they played VT last week, but 2-3 weeks ago Georgia Tech was almost lost to Wake, and that graphic kept showing up. It was like 7-1 against ranked teams and 6-8 against unranked teams or something. They kept showing as the game got closer and closer to the end. And so I do think Duke's going to show that weird statistic kind of continues to affect Georgia Tech. Yeah. So it's almost like the weird opposite of like Brent Pry, where he couldn't win close games, but Georgia Tech can win close games against ranked teams. They just can't beat unranked teams. It's weird. Yeah. But yeah, give me the Blue Devils. Okay, number 11 Tennessee at number 6 Alabama, who is an 8.5-point favorite. It's weird that this game is not how like our usually this would be like our game of the week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, who you got?
I'm gonna take Bama in this one. I think Ty Simpson's the better quarterback. I think they're the better team, and it being Bryant Denny, Roll Tide.
Yeah, Lucas and I agree. Go Bama. Number 7, Texas Tech, an 11.5-point favorite and undefeated at Arizona State.
Give me the former fighting Cam Scadaboos, the creatine Caucasian. I think this game being in Tempe, Sam Levitt is going to play this game. Give me Arizona State in the upset.
Now, is it a night game at Arizona State?
It is a night game.
Oh, shit. Lucas at Texas Tech.
Lucas at Texas Tech?
Yeah, he does. I think I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to take Arizona State. I think that's a night game at Arizona State. Lucas can attest to his Ducks losing there quite a few times over the years, back when it was Pac-12 after dark at Arizona State.
So it's not a night. I just looked. It's not a night game.
Oh, no, okay.
It's
not
hold
a
on.
night
It's a 3 p or 2 p.m. local kickoff. So
Okay.
it's like a midday game.
Okay, never mind. I'm taking Tech. Give me Texas Tech. Literally, I was going to take Arizona State if it was a true night game. Like,
Yeah, no,
I
you're
literally was going to take that. Okay, Texas A&M, number 4, Texas A&M, 7.5 point favorite at Arkansas. Is this the Jerry World game?
No, it's at Arkansas.
Has Arkansas already had the Jerry World game?
No,
No.
it's at Arkansas.
When's the Jerry World game?
I don't think they have one this year.
Oh, interesting. They usually do because obviously Jerry Jones, but whatever. Okay. Lucas says A&M.
Yeah, give me A&M in this one. I think. Yeah, this is Razorback Stadium. Give me A&M.
Yeah, I agree. Go Aggies. Louisville, at number 2, Miami, who is a 14-point favorite.
Go Canes.
Yeah, Lucas says Miami, and I'm going to go with them. I think Miami rolls. Number 21, Texas, 11.5 point favorite at Kentucky. Josh is obviously not here, but I'm sure even if he was here, he would not be taking Kentucky.
Give me Tejas. As
At this
Josh
point,
would say.
At this point, Kentucky's just waiting for their midnight blue madness, whenever that is, for the beginning of basketball season.
Yeah.
Lucas and I are there with you. We both are taking Texas. We got UW at Michigan, who is a 5.5 point favorite.
Michigan.
And Michigan just got blown out at home, right? It was at Michigan.
No, it was at USC.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Give me UW in this one. Give me the Huskies.
Lucas says Washington. Shit.
The 2 times you've taken Michigan this year, it's burned you.
Oh, it has?
Yes.
Shit. Damn it. But I feel like I need to take the chance to try and get that point. But at the same time, I feel like Bryce is not. I don't know if it's Bryce.
It's Bryce and it's the entire offense. They're just not good. That's the problem.
I mean Washington's offense has been pretty good from what I've seen. So fine, I'll go UW. Damn it. Okay. Here maybe we'll differentiate. No. So number 20 USC at your team. Number 13 Notre Dame, who is a nearly 10-point favorite at home. Lucas has Notre Dame.
Stat real quick before you go. USC has not beaten Notre Dame in South Bend since 2011 when Matt Barkley was under center.
The GOAT. True USC legend right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll take Notre Dame, but it will be hilarious if somehow USC does win.
It's the last game too, by the way, in the series.
They're never going to play each other again, ever?
And as of right now, nope. So
is that a USC thing or a Notre Dame thing?
USC thing. USC thing. They're running permanent. It is what it is. But yeah, I think Notre Dame's going to win. I think this is going to be an offensive explosion. It's a night game in South Bend, so it's going to be the Big Ten Saturday night game on NBC. I just think it's going to be an offensive explosion. There's going to be very little defense. But I do think I trust Notre Dame's defense more than and Marcus Freeman more than I trust Lincoln Riley. So yeah, for that reason, give me Notre Dame.
Okay. Are we just all taking Oregon on this? We don't even need to say too much.
But yeah, I'm taking Oregon, but Rutgers has the opportunity to do the funniest thing.
That would be funny. I think Lucas would crash out a lot harder if they lost this game than from losing the Indiana game. You know what I mean?
Oh no! If he loses Rutgers,
the crash out will be legendary. But yeah, he's taking Oregon. I'm taking Oregon. You're taking Oregon. Unfortunately, I think we all took Delaware, and we're all getting screwed right now because I think Jacksonville State last time we saw it was up 38-12 on Delaware, sadly. So yeah, if you took Jacksonville State straight up, congrats. You probably won.
Rest in peace, our former Baltimore Ravens legend and current Cincinnati Bengals quarterback, Joe Flacco.
No, rest in peace, because he's going to get murdered behind that Bengals O-line probably. He will get murdered back there. You know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all took Delaware, unfortunately, so that's a point down for all of us. And then isn't the Miami game actually Friday night?
That's Friday night, yeah.
Okay. So the $1 ticket. Also, you keep writing this incorrectly. You keep putting the 1 and then the $ after it. It's the $ before the 1.
It's $1.
Yeah, but you put the $ before the dollar. You put the $ before the number. Like this idiot clearly did not go to school.
I did not go to Notre Dame. You can tell.
It is not this. This is not how you do it. It's not.
I do it that way.
It's not that way. That is so wrong. It's not even funny. But that is something kids learn, like in 3rd grade. Okay, $1 ticket game. Georgia State at Georgia Southern, who is a nearly touchdown favorite. Who you got?
So the battle for the southern part of Georgia.
I feel like isn't this like because Georgia State is in Atlanta,
and then Georgia Southern. I don't know where Georgia Southern is. But I'm going to take Georgia Southern in this one.
Statesboro. Where the hell is Statesboro? Let me just see. Is that so that's in Statesboro, which is okay. That is pretty far south of Atlanta. That's close. That's pretty close. That's close to Savannah. So yeah, that's pretty far away. Probably at least 3 or 4 hours, I would assume.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me the what are they? The Eagles, Georgia Southern.
The Eagles. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the Panthers versus the Eagles. Give me the Eagles. Unfortunately, Lucas is also taking the Eagles. And then our game of the week, number 5, Ole Miss at Georgia. And I'm guessing Georgia's a favorite.
Georgia's a 7.5-point favorite.
Lucas is Georgia. Who you got?
Give me the Bulldogs.
Yeah, unfortunately, after last week and nearly losing to Wazoo, I'm not entirely sure if I trust. I think the Lane Kiffin roller coaster is going to continue its drop, unfortunately, into a loss this week. They'll rebound to a win the next time they play, but after this game. But yeah, give me the Bulldogs. So those are our pick'ems. Just about an hour talking. Feel like half of that was just the pick'ems. Pretty quick overall. Obviously some big news. We'll have there'll definitely be a lot to look forward to this offseason with the coaching carousel. That's gonna be crazy.
Yep.
VT's finally on their first bye of the season. Pretty late first bye, which is crazy. So they kind of need that now that they continue to lose more and more players to the transfer portal period. So that's sad. That's unfortunate that all these people are leaving. So if they get James Franklin, I'll be happy. Honestly, I feel like I'm in the minority of VT fans who would be happy about that, but we shall see. So for Ryan, I am Connor.
Wait. There you go.
Yes. For Ryan, can't spell suck without US. Yeah, I forgot to introduce you properly at the beginning because it's been a while. Fravel. I am Connor. Paper bag time. Doherty, obviously. Got to choose which team I got to wear the paper bag.
No more. What the fuck is Virginia Tech? So yeah.
Because what the fuck is Virginia Tech is just what the fuck even are they as a program? So it's just paper bag. I should just change that to paper bag man or just paper bag.
Just wear a paper bag for next show.
I need to actually go and buy like a proper thing of paper bags and just with the eyes and just write VT sucks or something, and then just wear that every time they lose. At least the rest of the season. So at least wear that for like half the streams or whatever. So for Ryan, I'm Connor. This is Week So Podcast. We'll be back whenever.